Hello everyone, welcome to Nareen's Eye with MS. This is Nareen and it's time for a Soulful Saturday. And this Soulful Saturday, I actually was, thinking about, the this week, the fact that I have pretty much talked about, a lot of hard things that I deal with, right? The hard truths, the hard lessons MS taught me, um, the hard thoughts that, do go through my mind. And part of it, I think, is just the fact that I have, over the past few weeks, actually realized that, you know, if I just take a little moment to pause and reflect, all of these things will come out. And it's not that just working on them will fix it, but I think acknowledging the issues, acknowledging the fact that all of these issues exist and have existed in the past and could become bigger and probably create more problems unless they are addressed, made me realize that yeah, I should mention all of these things, right? I mean, I think I try to remain a very positive person in most of my videos and at times it does get a little difficult, and a lot of times it does become a little repetitive, and so as a result I wanted to create something that felt a little more real, felt a little more grounded, because a a lot of times people will generally approach me and they'll see the fact that I have problems walking, I have sometimes I have problems talking, definitely have problems reading, and then they'll say, oh, but you might be a smiley person, you might um, do all of these things. And yes, both of those things are true, but at the same time you have to let it out, right? I remember when I was in college, there was one, I remember there was a building in the engineering department where there was definitely something. I think it was maybe a refrigeration unit or something like that. There was an underground unit, and I remember every 5 minutes or so you would hear the exhaust releasing a lot of hot air above ground, right? There'd be a huge whoosh uh, every 5 minutes if you were nearby that building. I think it was Beagler Hall, but anyway, so, and in the same way I feel like just admitting some of these things, some of these hard to say, hard to admit things, mentioning them is sort of my little whoosh, right? So I think it is going to be something that I will try to cover. I really hope that I don't make this a thing that goes week by week by week, where for the next, let's say, 4 weeks that I only talk about negative things. That would be a little too difficult to manage, and I do not want to put that amount of negativity out, especially if it is being recorded. So there will definitely be certain things that I find funny, certain things that do end up being a little on the quirkier side, at least for regular folk, and then maybe once a month just talk about something that will be a little more on topics that are a little more difficult to overcome, a little harder to solve or correct, for that matter. So that, I think, is one way to go about it. Definitely looking at my own image on, or my own video as I'm recording this, I can say that I'm pretty sure my hair is going to be part of is going to be part of the conversation, maybe either very soon or at some point in the future. But I do want to say that I hope this kind of effort also works out for you, where you have the ability to vent, right? You can, of course, vent to friends, to a group, a support group if you have one of them. There definitely are certain areas to vent, but if you don't have anywhere, one thing I've found is that my mobile is a very patient listener. So I cannot probably recommend your mobile enough. I mean, you can definitely record the video and then just keep it for yourself, knowing full well that you are admitting to yourself that you are facing this issue, or you have this certain thing about you, or something like that. So I hope if you do find this interesting, if you do want to um, comment on anything, give your thoughts, your insights, your experiences on how you try to vent out some of these negative emotions, negative experiences, please do share them so that we can get a conversation started. But with all of that said, I hope your weekend is going very well. This weekend, I mean, considering it's the end of Saturday, I actually had to go to the hospital today for my vitamin B12 shot. As you can see, there is that little black dot, which means that that's where the needle was. And now, considering all of that is over, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be sleeping in tomorrow. So with that said, I just want to wish you a good night, sweet dreams, and this has been Narain Saiftamas. I am Narain, and here's wishing you all of those things, along with a hope to see you tomorrow. Bye.